First of all, we're a super long-term investor. So we're measured by the chief actuary of our country over 75 years. We're there for future generations. So our job is to manage the money not for the next year or 2 years. It's to manage the money for the very long term. Second thing is, one of the great protections in investment is to be diversified. And so China is today second largest economy in the world. It's the second largest equity market in the world. It's the third largest bond market in the world. We have the ability to diversify into it. So it's more of a diversification call than a market call that, for the next few weeks or months that the market will trade up. It's much longer term, and it's about diversification.
Well, give us a shorter, medium-term perspective. I mean, some wag once said the long term is made up of lots of short-term periods. So give us a view on just how you think some of these bumpy phases are going to be resolved. Here we have a dispute with Canada. We talked a little bit about that. We have a trade spat ongoing with the United States. And of course, there are concerns about China's broader strategic ambitions with regard to One Belt, One Road. How do you see through those things as you look at your longer term plan?
So I think one thing is, in the longer term, China, with 4 times the population of the US, given reasonable parameters and demographics and assumptions on economic growth, it's very likely to grow over some period of time, call it 10 years, to be the largest economy in the world, from being the second largest economy in the world. Again, as a diversified investor, it's our responsibility to invest into that. In the shorter term, I don't think it's great for global growth and for global economic performance for the first and second largest economies in the world to have tensions between the two of them. So obviously, we hope as investors that is resolved as rapidly as it can be and the world can continue to grow again. Because I think one of the things we're seeing in the world is not just the first order impact of that tension, but the second, third, fourth order, and it's rippling through the world, and everything is slowing down now, as you saw with the IMF forecasts today of slower growth, slowest growth in 3 years, and it's slower just about everywhere in the world.